Hello， 大家好，我係藍小廖。In today's video, I'm not going to use Cantonese as I usually do, as my target audiences today are not Cantonese lyrics lovers, but a group of people who will have to use English on an everyday basis, law school freshmen. And the reason why I want to use English is that I want to make sure that non-local students may also be benefited from this video. As a Year 3 student-to-be studying in the City University of Hong Kong, I'm going to give 4 advices as to how you want to go through the first year of law school, or even the future years in it, especially if you're aiming to practice in Hong Kong. First off, study hard. There seems to be a saying, particularly among local freshmen, that the first year is for you to enjoy life and play. While I'm not saying that you should not play, you have to make sure that you ace your subjects in the first year. You are most likely required to study contract law, legal writing, and Hong Kong legal system in your first year. For City U students, you also have to study tort. These courses are extremely fundamental to future courses that you're going to take. Think about this. How are you going to pass constitutional law if you know nothing about Hong Kong legal system? How are you going to do commercial law if you fail contract? How are you going to do construction law if you fail tort? Therefore, the law school is different from other schools. In other schools such as the School of Business, they might go through the basics of economics and finance in the first year, which you would have already studied in high school, so the students can afford time playing. A lot. But our courses should be new for you and are challenging right from the beginning. You won't have as much leisure as other university students. Moreover, after you finish your LLB, in order for you to practice as a lawyer, you have to study the PCLL, which only have an admission rate for local university students of about 50 to 60%. Now, this number is only hearsay because the actual data is never disclosed. I know that there is annual reports made by the universities to the Law Society, but the number therein, I suppose, also does not reflect the competition, as I think they took into account LLB holders that were not fresh graduates, so the data went to about 70%, but I'm reluctant to rely on that number, so I'm gonna stick with my hearsays. That means you have to be the top 50 to 60% of your cohort in order to secure a seat in the PCLL. If you got a C range grade in your first year course, guess how hard you will have to do to compensate the difference between your GPA and your cohort mates. It also leaves a bad impression to the interviewers, so if your performance in other courses are not stunning, you might still lose your PCLL seat. Partners will also go through your transcript. You won't want to leave that black mark for the partners to challenge your ability. What's more is that the courses that you study are only going to be more difficult. You will want to have your year 1 GPA to be high enough to save yourself from future bad performances. Secondly, form a study group. I'm not joking to you, the average weekly readings that you have to do is more than 100 pages, and sometimes it can even exceed 300. I have not even put case laws into account, just the readings from your textbooks and assigned articles. You will not be able to finish them all by yourself and digest the important points to note. You will need a study group and assign to different person with different readings, which they will read and simplify into easier versions for you to digest. And if you have anything that you face difficulty understanding, you will have a person who you can turn to and discuss together. One might ask, why don't I just use seniors' notes to digest and ask my senior for an answer directly without the need wasting time discussing? Of course, you should ask your senior for notes as reference, but it is always better to make your own notes. It secures your memory. And if you ask your seniors for answers directly, you are basically asking them to spoon feed you. You are not training your analyzing skills that you will have to utilize in exams or even your future practices. So form a study group. The friendship that you can secure is something that is priceless. Thirdly, start seeking internships. If you currently ask your new classmates whether they will seek an internship in their first year, 8 out of 10 of them will likely say no. But when you come back from your coming summer break, don't be surprised that they already have 1 or even 2 internships or manipulation done. You may say, oh, even if I have so many internships experience, I'm not going to put all of them into my future CVs anyway when I'm seeking my trainee contract. So why? The problem is you have to climb a ladder before you try seeking a trainee contract from a decent or even large firm. If you don't have relatives who are lawyers and have the network, the chances you have to start from having an internship in a small local firm. After you have such experience, you go on and have internship in medium-sized local firm. Then you can try having internship in larger local firms such as Yip Zedang or medium-sized international firms such as Kennedy's. Finally, you can try large international firms such as DLA Pipers, Minter Ellison, or the Magic Circle firms. See, there are so many steps you have to take before you reach your goal to work in an I firm, and you cannot achieve it if you do not start your internships from year 1. I personally have not done any internship in year 1, and I tell you, the sense of insecurity is real when you see all your friends have multiple internships done. I have to do 3 internships in my year 2 to compensate. It will be worthy to note that even if you are very certain that you are going to be a barrister or solicitor, you will still want to have a variety of internships ranging from law firms to minimum privilege under barrister law and even non-law related internship. Non-law related internships broaden your view and they can distinguish you from your competitors and raise the partner's interest. If you want to do an internship in law firms or have a minimum privilege this winter, my advice is you would want to start spamming emails from now. You have to give enough time for the partners or barristers to arrange an interview and other administrative stuff for you. Do expect a lot of rejections because most firms don't take first-year students as interns. Fourthly, don't study recklessly at the cost of your hobbies and sleep. I know studying law can cost you a lot of time. To be frank, in my year 1, I gave up both in order to study. I stopped doing YouTube and only slept no more than 4 hours a day throughout my year 1. In return, I did get good grades, but the cost was way too high. It is a torture to force yourself to give up your hobbies and focus solely on studying. That is the reason why I left and lately came back to YouTube. Even if I put it in the most utilitarianism way, your hobbies, just like the non-law related internships, distinguish yourself from your competitors, which might give you an edge when you are having an interview. So there, you have my 4 advices starting your legal career. If you consider this useful, please press the like button, and you're welcome to leave a comment if you have any questions or there are any things you want to correct me from. I hope this video helps you in your future endeavors and wish you all the very best luck in your university life.